Hi, YouTube. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. Welcome to the frozen Minnesota tundra. Yeah, it's really cold out there. A lot of people down in the cities, Minneapolis, were without power last night for some time. I think everybody's up and running again, but yeah, because if they don't have power, if they don't have a fireplace or something, they don't have heat. Then I heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, wood smoke is bad for you and bad for the environment." Yeah, but it's not as bad as a petroleum-based fuel that you probably use in your home, person, or their air conditioner with the freon in it. That's poison to our environment, you know. So yeah, people are silly. Sometimes they don't realize. And if they're running it all by electric, it's either destroying the environment by the dams that are creating the energy using fossil fuels or, that type of thing. So either way, they're not eliminating their carbon footprint. Sounds good, but they're not, you know. So anyway, yeah, it was chilly out. I mean, I'm used to it in a sense because when I was a kid, even with paper outs or whatever, I was used to working outside and out on ranches and, going out with my animals most of my life. And so, yeah. So today I went out there, well, this morning, and then I went out again this evening. I always put fresh straw down. And I went in there and the chicken come running out to say hi, and the horse come up to me over by the fence, and I got over by their house, and there was a bunny in there. I had seen bunny tracks before, but it got so scared it like tried to fly into the wall a couple times, and then I kind of moved over so it could get out of the door without me in the way. It was scared to death, poor little thing. Told him, "I'm not gonna hurt you, bunny." But the chicken and the bunnies and the horse, they all walk around the yard together in the, summertime and that. So they knew each other well. And I knew the bunny had been in there, but I didn't know it was sitting in there just nesting on some straw. And it does, they do live underneath some bales. And so they've got like insulation and food to eat all winter, but it was sunbathing in there with the chicken, poor little thing. So, yeah. Then I was watching a call for an uprising. If you folks saw, he was talking about they have these stores that might become a chain of stores where adults can dress up like babies. There's adult baby diapers, there's adult cribs. It showed some sick person in a high chair and some woman was feeding them, and another one in a diaper with a giant teddy bear in this giant crib. And I'm like, oh my God. See, that's a issue with me is most men on this earth do want to be babied. It's like they got a mommy thing. They want everybody to be their mommy. It's like, give me a break, you know. In that sense, I raised my sons to be pretty independent. It's like, wow, please. Like, call me when you got something to say. Love you guys. See you later. Really. Oh my God. Can you imagine a giant pacifier in a man's face? Or changing his diapers or letting him urinate or whatever in that diaper and changing it? What is this world but sick, you know? And what now? And it's like not Toys R Us, but something R Us. And what's the implications of um taking care of a baby, and then what, do they have sex in that crib too? It's like just the whole sickness of the whole implications of it is just sick. sick world. So, Karen, it was nice talking to you this morning. Yeah, you didn't actually swear with your little asterisks, That was cute, no problem. you know, yeah. I highly doubt that anybody will ever cause a rift between my friends and I, no matter how they try. So, you know, that's fine. Let them try. Who cares? Let them say what they want to say, you know? See what else is going on. Um, oh, welcome to my new sub, Levi something or another. The name Levi goes very deep. I don't know if you know the dark implications of it, but we'll see how getting to know you goes. So, like I say, welcome. You know, just just hanging with everybody actually. So, letting you know that it's really really cold out. Then this afternoon I heard, and it was about maybe 20 below and a little bit of a breeze. It's gonna be like really bad tonight. But then I heard somebody out there with a chainsaw, and I thought, what fool be out there cutting wood? And then I remembered, oh shoot, it's Doug because the guy that was supposed to deliver the wood before it snowed didn't, and so he wasn't able to get his stuff by his shop cut and put in where he puts it. And it's like, okay, that's really bad because it was cold out, really cold. Too cold for cutting wood, although it's easier to cut in the winter than it is in the summer because that's really hot work. When, in the summertime, we usually wait till the fall or even after the first frost because that kills the bugs off. So you're not working in the woods with the bugs. So, yeah. So anyway, there's a couple people I know that would love nothing more than to sway me away from my goal as far as never falling away from God. There's nothing you can say or do that'll make me do that. So just quit. I don't understand why. I mean, I understand why. Trying my patience or trying to persuade me into something that I know way better. Um, and you will too someday, you know, all in good time. So yeah, um, nobody's nothing can ever take God out of my heart, so, or make me believe any different than what I believe, or change any faith that I have, or change any okay, say for instance, say if people I consider my friends did trick me, um, do you think that would be the first time? I've said goodbye to families, let alone friends. No offense, friends. Um, and I have a feeling that this isn't going to go down like that. There's a lot of us that are, well, we're standing up to the bullies, so we're having people call drama on us. So, what? I'm dramatic because I'm getting involved in the thick of things. Like I ask people, how would you go about it? Would you talk in the calmest manner to your friends that feel the same way, or just go off and pretend that nothing's wrong in this world? That pretend there's not Satanists after your soul. Pretend that children and men and women aren't getting hurt on this planet in every manner, and then pretend that you couldn't have done something or said something more, because you would have to pretend. This world is so bad. There's nowhere you could go on a daily basis and not see something horrible, you know. But when I tell you where I live and what I'm doing, um, and then somebody asks me, well, why I would stay or something like that, um, mostly right now because of my income. But in a year, well, about 2 years, that won't be an issue. But, and even if it wasn't for that, I gave a letter of divorcement, you know. Um, why should I have to leave my home because of somebody else? No, I'm not like that, you know. So I got this land and house to leave for my kids. And that's the truth. Because in the future, there's a lot of people that are millennials that cannot afford to buy a home. And I don't want to leave my children on a planet with nothing. So I have a feeling everything's going to work out for everybody anyway. But, back when I started this adventure, having children and caring for them, that was the route I chose to take, was to try and find a place that was absolutely wonderful and could provide for my children in the future. And actually, they could farm. The best spot, maybe in our county, for a field. So, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So that's why. Um, I mean, I couldn't run from the evil, so I decided to face it and fight it from the inside. So if you still don't get that and you don't think it's true, um, I would ask you to go away then, because I have faith in God, and I also know that I'm not a liar. I also know what my mission is and always has been. And you do too, person that said that to me. So thank you for trying to hurt me. It did hurt me to know that that little feeling I had of distrust came into volition, although it doesn't mean that my love or concern for you is gone. It just means that you either realize what I do, or no, you either appreciate what I do or you go away. That's what it is. Because I actually have people I know I'm talking to out there that want to hear what I have to say, because I am strong like that. And I listen for other people maybe when they don't have the time. Them type of things, and communicate things they want to hear. Like, I love you, and don't ever let go of God's hands, those things that I always say. So, you don't throw him away, he won't throw you away. That's the truth. So, what's your weather like where you're at? Drop me a note, let me know. Is it heading east? Is it heading south? Well, it's coming out of the northwest here, so it's got to be traveling southeast. So, um, I don't know how far south or how far east, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've watched a little bit of weather, but not the extended forecast or anything, just kind of little snippets of what I hear, like Dabo 777 and MBB and them guys reporting on what they call a polar vortex. Us Minnesotans always called a Canadian clipper, coming down from Canada and swooping down and freezing us out is really typical. Usually, we have way colder winters than we've ever had. The last few years have been mild in comparison to what we have feet of snow, and then it will sort of ease off. Then we'll have a few more feet, and we'll get plowed out and have a few more, and that's usually, like 12 foot of snow through the winter. That's not unheard of or uncommon. And being sub zero, 20 below, that's not uncommon either. I don't know why they're pushing this giant, maybe because it's going further south. That's why I want to know, like, how far south in, I guess we'll hear. I heard like Chicago and whatnot, but if it gets like even the year before last, cold got down to Florida and hurt the oranges. I mean, I hear these things, so why are they saying that it's something different? Do you see what I mean? Um, I don't buy all this shit all the time, so I'm just telling you here where I live. Yes, with the wind chill, it might even be like 75 below tonight, and that's with the wind chill though. So when Doug comes in, I bet it's going to be about, it feels like about 30 below right now. And I can kind of tell too by how often my heater comes on. So I like double up covering my windows, even though they're like triple paned. And the one in my room is double paned. It's older, but the other ones are pretty new. And but I still covered them, double covered them, because it helps. And then after he gets in, I'm even gonna put something down in front of the door, even though it's got stuff around it, just every bit of insulation helps the drafts. So yeah. But drafts are good if you have like any kind of, we have propane, or no, yeah, propane, and or LP. Yeah, okay, we burn LP. Um, is more or not as concentrated as propane, I do believe. I think I got that right. But anyway, any kind of fossil fuel, it's not a bad idea to have a drafty house anyway, so you don't die. you know, you know. And we burn wood too, so um, a little heater and then if it got really really cold, I mean, like if the electric went out, I can always hook up my wood cook stove too, so I would have my regular stove, wood stove, and that one. I'd be able to, in fact, we've had them both fired up without the gas heat running and had to open the doors and windows. It got way too hot. It was like in the middle of winter. So with both of them going, it's really toasty. So even in sub-zero, we would be extremely warm, you know, and could always close off some of the house too. So yeah, we'd survive. If the lights went out right now, I'd be okay. But it is a little freaky. Um, you know, like with people's animals. So like one year I saw this one guy, I was pretty irritated with him. He had these dogs, these huskies, and he told me mind my own business and stay out of it. But he had these 55-gallon drums and made dog houses out of them. Well, that's okay. But usually you put like an insert of plywood and make it square and then put a flap over it. Then you'll put like bedding in there for them. There was these dogs laying in these buckets made out of plastic, with nothing in there at all, and that's all it was. And yeah, that was bad. He did fix it up, got better. I just wouldn't let it go. He's like, well, mind your own business. They've got two coats. They sleep out in the snow. And I said, um, were they sleeping out in the snow when they were puppies? You know, just because they can do it doesn't mean that it's nice. Do you see what I mean? It's like horses stand out on the range too. Cows stand out there too, but they also die from exposure, So, yeah, they don't live as long as ones that have shelter. Yeah. Anyway, so Double O, I know you're still watching me. Still, don't bother Karen anymore. Don't you dare. Um, I mean it. Leave her alone. And I really freaking mean that. Got it? So, um, if you want to watch, and you people want, whoever wants to watch, you just tread lightly and do not harass my subs, my friends. Don't do that here. You go try that somewhere else. I mean, even, well, I've gotten where if I don't watch somebody, why would they watch me? You know, if we're that different, unless you don't want to be like you're being, well, then I would say I do have a way of speaking that you could gather, you know, or not. So, anyway, when you're over here, um, you want to talk to the people that are over here. You have absolutely respect, and don't you try and cause any rifts between my friends, between my friends and I. Don't say a word, because like you found out if I don't say something to you, my little friend will, and she did a wonderful job and is welcome to say or do anything because I have respect and trust for you. You're more than welcome to say anything at any time around me. I think you know that. So, yeah. How's Kim over in the UK? Is it cold? And my friend in Texas, say Letty. Trying to think of everybody. If you haven't said hi for a while, pop in. Hi. If you have time. I know I can sense you. Oh, Doug's starting the truck, a truck, one we got by the tank heater, oil heater to keep the oil warm. And, yeah. I actually, when I was young, took a walk, an old walk of mine, and put charcoals in it and put it underneath the engine to warm up the oil in the engine. You can't do it when the coals are like red hot. You gotta wait. Well, maybe you might not want to do it, but I didn't have a choice. And then there was another time I borrowed my blow dryer to my landlord, and he put a blanket over his car and stood underneath with that blow dryer warming up the oil. And I don't remember. I think he did get it started. I might have rode to the store with him. But yeah, been through some crazy cold weather stories for sure. Plowing out neighbors, and it was really funny. We have this one, it's kind of like a hermit. His name is Wolfgang. So we got Wolfgang up over, and a friend of mine moved, my high school friend, and Wolfgang moved in. Well, the first year he was there, um, Doug plowed him out. It was like, oh, just about a year ago, and this has been about, 20 years. Doug saw him at the store, and he's like, oh, so you're the one who plowed me out, you know? That was funny. We'd always see his truck go by. He had a Ford truck, a white Ford truck that said Little Man on it. And one time I asked if I could walk back on his property. I was looking at the creek, and he walked back with me, and we were talking, and he is little. He's like about 5'6", and I had a friend that worked the oil rig, and I'm trying to get a hold of him. Just gotta say hi, but maybe he'll get my message. But he actually knows a lot about the oil field, and I wanted to interview him and say hi because he used to rent from me, and he wasn't a Christian, but I'd sit down, especially Sunday meals, and he learned how to be a Christian. So, and it was really remarkable because his girlfriend Barbie was having a baby, like when I was, and so it was just funny because this family of my friends, so they were having a baby when I was having a baby, and her name was Barbie, so it was just kind of cool. So, yeah. And I taught him how to be a Christian, so when he went to lead his family, hopefully he did it better than most, you know? So, yeah. Because he had never been raised around anything like that, so he actually did not know. But I told him, well, you feel him in your heart, don't you? And he's like thinking about it. Well, yeah, that, well, that's what that is, you know. So, yeah, very good friend. But he was tiny, but he had like biceps like that from working what they call pulling chain or wrapping chain around the pipe and helping the casing move, like when they're drilling it down or pulling it out. Pulling it out, they wrap the chain, and they pull with that chain as the horses head, the drilling unit is pulling it out. So, yeah. When they're pounding the well, they use the well rod, and then they put the casing down around it. So when they pull it out, all that stuff's got to come out. Well, he knows, and I know that they'll have like an oil boom, and all these towns out west and wherever will be just active, like full of big money and all this. And then they'll go around and they'll cap all the wells. They'll fill them with wax on top, and they'll cap them, and then say that there's an oil shortage. They do that all the time, or they'll get all kinds of oil in these refineries out there, and they'll be sitting in big, big tanks, and it'll just go to hell. Like gas sits too long, it gets bad. They've done that many times and raised the price of gas. And then for sometimes it was like the shipping, like the truckers, or it's always something, always something. But there is enough oil here for many generations, and it does refurbish from the peat that's in swamps and different things. So when that dissipates, there's always layers of oil all over the planet forever. That's the way that works. So don't let them snow you with this dinosaur bullshit. You see where I mean? They say it's the remains of like dinosaurs. No, it's a biomaterial. Speaking of bio, as in plant life, um, or it could be biology of any. It could be, yeah, it could be um, animal life, but I'm speaking plant biology. But um, James Munder had a report he was reading about. I think it was him. It could have been Jordan Sather from Destroying the Illusion. One of them guys I might remember as I'm speaking. Sorry, fellas, if you're watching. Um, okay. The new name for a GMO product is, they said, let me see, okay, let me think a second here. Bio enhanced. So if you see bio enhanced on your food, just another name for GMO. How sneaky is that? So they don't get caught selling GMO foods or can sell more of that crap to us, you know. So, yeah, bio. It could be bio. If they put biogenetically enhanced, we'd catch on. So I think it's just bio enhanced. So, yeah, that's sneaky. It makes it sound like it's like biology, like what we're made out of, what plants made out of, when it could have chemicals. So, yeah, that's sneaky. And it is sickening to think that a tomato could have chicken DNA in it. If I want chicken, I want chicken. If I want a tomato, I definitely don't want it with chicken. I don't even like the flavor of chicken and tomato together. So, what the heck they think they're doing? But I eat a tomato and I wonder, was this enhanced with chicken DNA? You know, it's like, ew. But anyway, I do like it when we get fruits and vegetables from South America. In the middle of winter, we'll get stuff like avocados and different things. And God, I want an avocado. I'll have to get one. Um, but yeah, like Chilean fruit and that type of stuff, they do really have some wonderful farmers down there. Some beautiful fruit. It's almost kind of looking better than ours has lately, you know, to be honest. But they're against a lot of all that stuff too. So, but then I heard, no, I miss, it's not really a misspoke. They just passed a law where they're allowing some GMOs in the Chilean stuff. So now we'll have to watch it closer when we get fruits and veggies from South America. They said, well, they passed their new health board or whatever they passed a law where they can use genetically modified stuff now, where in poisons, where in the past they didn't. So, yeah, probably to keep it, well, make more of it, you know. So, well, everybody, I'm going to let this go through. I just thought I'd let you know that we're still alive here for the most part. Hopefully, nobody's dying out there. And I heard even like in Chicago, they were pulling guns out and taking people's coats, these really expensive Arctic brand, like $1,000 to $2,000 coats. And Lionel Nation, he's like, we should get these people some coats. Yeah, that was funny. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to say peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, U.S. Frozen A. Let me know what your weather's like. Peace.